Previously in the anime, the revival of the Abyss King was finally completed, and Haruto still didn't have the fifth ring, and due to his lack of powers, Alabaster sent him and his wives to Earth, while he stayed behind with Moss to close the gate from this side. Alabaster wanted to let them live a normal life, but there they found the fifth ring, Princess Amber. She was artificially made by the last surviving dwarfs, so that she could protect the ring and marry the future Ring King, but Nokana was against the idea of returning to that world. She was scared that Haruto would die fighting the Abyss King, but Haruto realized his duty as the Ring King and married Amber to get the fifth ring. Nokana was still against it, but Haruto somehow persuaded her into agreeing to return back, and with her consent, Haruto and his harem finally got back to that world. Amber brought them back to Idanican, but Amber sensed no monster nearby, not even a shred of life. But there was a strong smell of blood, and the surrounding were too dark, so Amber made some light, and going a bit further, right ahead they saw many died soldiers of the Imperial armies. They were left without burial, showing the situation was worse than they thought. But Garnart heard something and leads them to the place where they saw the Imperial army was still putting up a fight against monsters, but Haruto's ring started glowing, and he felt that the Abyss King itself was present in the monster army. Amber told Haruto that he could make a surprise attack by flanking the monsters to the Abyss King, so he assured everyone that everything would be fine. They showed their support on their husband to send him off with good luck, and their Nokana kissed him to fill him up with magic, so with that, he jumped down to fight the monster with the power of his wives, and killing monsters in his way. He comes in front of the Abyss King. He used the light blade to attack, and when his attacks were deflected, the ring spoke to him and praised him for his hard work. They united themselves into one single ring of power to fill Haruto with overwhelming magic, so without holding back, he attacks the Abyss King with all of his might, hoping to save the world with the largest explosion of the magic. But even after putting that much effort, only half of the Abyss King's body was harmed. Even the rings were surprised by that, and Haruto lost his ground in the end. Abyss King was still on its feet and hope was finally seeming to be lost. Their Garnart and others jumped in to help, and Amber assured Nokana that nothing will happen. But Abyss King was taking Haruto into his control to corrupt him with darkness, but Garnart saved him midway. Others came out to help out, but Abyss King could still summon a large army of monsters. Garnart and Amber were fighters, but their Garnart was caught and luckily Amber assisted her. They were completely outnumbered, and Haruto tried his best but blacked out. In his dream, he saw a flashback of him and Crystal and dreamt of having a normal marriage with her, but the darkness that the Abyss King inserted was still there and tried to harm him. But his wish to love Nokana woke him up. He was flying on a huge bird with Alabaster, and their Garnat told Haruto when he blacked out. Alabaster came in and swapped all of them away. He asked Alabaster about Moss, and Alabaster told him he was safe, all thanks to Smaragdi, Nephritis' aunt. She came to save Alabaster and Moss when Alabaster sent the five to Earth. She was still head over heels for Alabaster. Anyways, the Abyss King did take heavy damage from Haruto's strike, while others couldn't even get near him, but Garnart asked for the situation, and Alabaster told them when they were in Earth, the Abyss King was moving relentlessly. Each nation was fighting off the monsters' invasion, and Masa was safe as well with Moss fighting alongside them, but monsters were coming non-stop, and Alabaster has faith in the Ring King. And since now all the Ring Princesses are together with the Ring King, the hope to survive finally lit up the commoners. Haruto was bent on saving this world, but moving on to the serious topic, Saphir wanted to know why they were unable to seal the Abyss King even with all the rings. That's a valid question because Alabaster was sure that completing 5 rings will defeat the Abyss King, but frankly, Alabaster doesn't know either, and the most surprising was the black rings of the Abyss King, which has no records in the history, but still, the history tells the Abyss King was seal, but the amount of power required by the Ring King's magic is unknown, so there is only one thing to make the Ring King powerful for now, and that is the duties of the Ring King's wives to fill him with magical power. But their Moss came in as he heard Haruto has returned back to this world. Haruto was relieved to see Moss safe and sound, and Alabaster tells them again, that, according to the legends of the Ring King, the Ring Princess stood alongside the Ring King in battle to support him. Garnart and Amber would be fine because they are warriors, but Alabaster has planned everything. and to draw out Haruto's Ring King powers to the maximum. All of Ring King's wives are required to replenish Ring King's powers with nightly duties of a proper wife, so that night, a maid led Haruto to his room where his wives were waiting, and as he entered, he saw all his wives were in their night dress, truly a heavenly sight. But for some reason their Saphir made fun of Garnard again and the scuffle starts again, and it looks like nothing happened, so the next day, Nokana took Haruto to the grave of her parents. She had a little sister as well, but while protecting her, her parents gave up their life, but she still visits them often and introduced Haruto to them, but others heard all of it as they came to find them. Alabaster told her she needed some magic training, and for that he chose a perfect trainer, there. She makes her grand entry down there, and her name is Morian Ravri Nokanatica, Crystal Nokanatica's younger sister, but that's where episode 12 ends, but stay tuned to watch the upcoming episode of this anime, and if you haven't watched the previous 11 episodes, then go to the playlist section named Tales of the Wedding Rings on my channel, so catch up to enjoy the upcoming episodes. Until then, take care.